Hello again, YouTube, and today, obviously, is another vlog. If you haven't noticed by anything I might put in the title or anything obvious that's going on right here, I have glasses now. So this video is pretty much about what's been going on for the past week or two, as far as work is going and what's been going on in my personal life. Usually what these vlogs are about. So I guess we'll start off with like the personal life part. So I have glasses, like I just said. I went to an eye doctor at Walmart. Some people are gonna say, oh, well, you went to Walmart, what the fuck? Well, I went to Walmart, they're actual optometrists, and they looked at my eyes and they said, have you had glasses before? I said, no, but I also haven't been to an eye doctor in several years, at least since before I was 16. So they said, well, you need glasses like bad. And I didn't realize how bad my vision was until I got glasses. And I've looked at different opportunities. I've looked at having glasses, I've looked at having contacts, I've looked at getting LASIK surgery, I've looked at a whole bunch of extra shit. But basically what I'm going through right now is I have astigmatism and I have myopia. And what astigmatism is, myopia and astigmatism kind of sounds the same if I'm explaining this right. Astigmatism is basically when the curvature of your eye is different than what it's supposed to be. So then it throws off what things are supposed to look like. So like with these, it looks super crisp and I can see things. I'm nearsighted, by the way. But I can see things, like I can see across the room, I can read some VHS tapes that are on the wall over there. I can actually see that it says Polaroid on it. This is not my full prescription. These are the same frames I'm gonna keep, which I like. They are transitions. I don't know if the transition is gonna be affecting in the video or not because it is sunny right now. That's why I'm leaning up, because that action. But it is, they are transitions. They do have a scratch resistant coating on them. But this is not my full prescription. What they basically said is your prescription is so much what you're going to get up to fully that we can't give you your full prescription at the same time, or else it'll make you dizzy and lightheaded and might make you sick. So we have to gradually advance you to your full prescription. So what's going to happen is I'm going to have these lenses for a year, and then next year I'm getting a different set of lenses that are supposed to be more. And they said this is going to be over the course of a couple of years. So they didn't say how many prescriptions I'm going to have, but I'm assuming it's going to be about 3 or 4 different lens prescriptions I'm going to have to go through to get to my full strength. Which blows my mind because these are already like 10 times better than what I was seeing before. Like I can actually see details from far away and everything. There are some a little bit blurry words I can say, or I can see from far-ish away. Like I can still make out what it is, but it would be better. I could probably see it if I had the next prescription up. But we'll see. I don't know. They're cool. I like them. I didn't think I was going to be able to get used to glasses, but I'm used to them now. I do have to take these in for an adjustment because they keep falling down my head a little bit and they have to be tightened in the back. But other than that, I've had these for about 2 weeks now. And I've pretty much gotten used to them. So that's what's been going on personally. My truck, you know, is still there. Nothing's really changed with that. I don't think I've still showed you guys the bull bar on the front of it or anything, but it's still there. It's probably not going to go anywhere for a while, hopefully. Work, there's been a lot of changing going on. As some of you may know, especially the people that watch my videos that work for Regal, know that Cineworld bought Regal Entertainment Group back in February. Since then, there's been a lot of changes to all the way from the CEO all the way down to the floor staff. There's been small changes here and there, and there's been big changes. The smallest changes have been stuff like how we do stock and how things are dated and everything. They're very strict about dating things as far as like making sure things don't expire, which is a good thing because it makes sense. But then they're also more strict on things like Coke bibs, where instead of before, where we went by the Coca-Cola registration or regulation, not registration, sorry, where it says, okay, well, the best buy date is the date that's printed on the box. Now they're saying that the expiration date is the date that's on the box, and we have to put a sticker on the box when we get it in on our stock order. So this is leading to a problem that's going with our people that give us our stock, where they'll give us something like about a week or so ago, we got about 10 Coca-Cola Coke bibs, and they were dated for the 14th of October. And they were going to expire in 1 week. Now, we do go through a lot of Coca-Cola, but we don't go through 10 bibs of Coca-Cola in a week. We might get right to that threshold, but we don't go through 10 plus the other 10 or 15 that we already had before that. That just doesn't work. And we do work on, just like the shipping company does, we do work on a FIFO system of first in, first out. So we do have to, organize everything, but it just doesn't work. And so now we're getting to the point where the shipping company's getting pissed off at Regal, and it's like they know our expectations, but they go by the expectation of Coca-Cola, which is the people that actually make the fucking product, which makes sense, but I don't know. And then there's that's the smallest changes, and then having all that stuff organized. They don't want us to over order, which in hindsight kind of makes sense, but in the other end it doesn't make sense, because they're like, oh well, you don't need to waste money, you don't need to do that. Well, there's other theaters that get busier than like our theater gets busier than other theaters, and other theaters get busier than our theaters. So some people run out of stock sometimes unknowingly, because groups just show up at the theater sometimes. That just happens. We can't help it. It's not known. We'll have some group of 25 people deep fucking show up for no damn reason. Which doesn't sound like a lot, but if you have that happen multiple times a week, then, so that's some stuff that happens. So they tell us not to over order. We can't have any extra things there at all. So then what happens is a theater runs out of something at their theater, like they run out of Coke or they run out of kids trays or something, and nobody can give them anything because we can't over order anymore. Now, it does give us more room to put shit in our stock rooms. That's great. But we can't, give stuff to other theaters. We had an incident last week where there was a theater in Hendersonville that ran out of Zap Packs and some trash bags, and we couldn't give them trash bags, which, as minute as that fucking sounds, because it's not really cost effective for us to have extra trash bags. But, it's just the idea of that, like, oh well, we barely have enough for our own theater to survive off of, let alone give someone a box or a case of something. So it's shit like that, and it doesn't matter which theater it is. It doesn't matter if it's the theater I'm working at, which is in Green Hills. It doesn't matter if it's Opry Mills. It doesn't matter if it's the biggest theater in Nashville. It doesn't fucking matter. And I think the biggest change has been, the change of the corporate part, which is good and bad at the same time. There's people coming in that don't know what the fuck they're doing. There's people coming in that do know what the fuck they're doing, or people that have never been in that role. They have taken it up, but they're doing a decent job or changing something. Now, Cineworld has listened to some people at Regal, and they've changed some things for the better. Some things that were stupid, like, it's commonplace nowadays to not have a restrictive amount of things that you can't wear. So like, or restrict your tattoos. So one of the biggest things they did that was good was they said, well, you can show your tattoos as long as they're appropriate and they're not like on your face or something. You're fine. I think they let down the restrictions of piercings. It used to be you can only have 2, I think is what it was. I think that's changed. And then they've changed some other little things here and there, and they've kind of been more lax on the floor staff side of it. But everything else has just been kind of amped up. There's stupid things happening, like at first it was like, oh yeah, this is cool, it's changing, and then they changed all this other stuff like the Coke bib expiration dates and stuff, and now people are getting fired for that. There's a GM and a first assistant that either got fired or demoted because of some Coke bibs that were out of order or were not being dated properly. And instead of counseling them, they just demoted them, or if one of them got fired. But that's the type of shit I'm talking about. Like, what? You're gonna make a big deal over somebody that's costing maybe $100 in stock tops, maybe not even that, and you're gonna demote them over that? And they'll say, oh well, it's multiple occasions. Okay, then counsel them, come up with a different solution, because firing people is not going to isn't going to give you a solution to that, because everybody that's going to apply to that position is going to do the same fucking thing. So I don't understand. And they want everything double dated. They want everything to have, if it's something like French fries or something that came in, they want us to have a date gun. They want us to double sticker everything. And then it's supposed to have the date that it came in on or bagged and the date it expires on. The problem with that is none of our frozen things ever expire because we go through too much of it. And the other thing with that is we keep so little stock now that it's impossible for it to expire. So you see, like, it doesn't make any sense. And the whole reason, you might say, well, from the way I'm explaining it now, you might say, well, that's not a big deal. You know, every food industry place does that. They you know, mark their stuff when they open it and they bag it so it doesn't expire and yada, yada, yada. Yeah, that's fine. What you don't understand is the fact that when this started, they didn't bother to explain to us how any of this shit worked. They just said, oh, your frozen things need to be dated. And we're like, okay, is that like out of the box, or does it have to be dated when it's out of the bag? Oh yeah, it's out of the bag. And also date the boxes when they come in. Okay, how far do they need to be dated? Because these are things we need to know. And so then they said, oh, well, there's no spreadsheet for it. And they sent this out company-wide. They sent this out. And we're like, well, what the fuck do we do? And so they're counseling people for not doing what they're asking them to do, but they don't know what the fuck to do because they weren't told what to do 100%. So everybody's sitting here like, what the fuck do you want us to do? Well, they finally made a spreadsheet for it and sent it to everybody, and we're like, oh, okay, this makes sense. It only took them 3 months to do that. But it's just stupid shit like that that's been going on right now. The biggest change, I think, has been they're going through a rebranding process right now. So they're getting rid of the Regal Crown, the yellow, blue, green, and red little symbol, any of that shit. They're getting rid of it. They've already come out with the new logo, which I don't think I'm allowed to post in the video yet, but I can describe it to you. It's basically an orange R inside of an orange cog, and then the Regal, like, name, there's written a name, like Regal is beneath it. There's no Regal Entertainment Group, Regal Cinemas, none of that. It's just Regal, and like this weird, like, futuristic-ish type of font, and it's white, and it's on a black background. So, I don't know, it's different. I don't know if I like it yet. They've released it on our bar menus, and I personally started using my signature at work, but I don't know, we'll see what happens. Eventually everything's going to change to where it has that rebranding. you know, from name tags to shirts to our concessions menus to clocks and our backgrounds for computer screens and fucking anything with it on there. Any of that shit. Even our ticket stock, probably. Our cups, bags, tubs, any of our concessions items that have the logo on it. Stuff like that. You know, it's going to be a slow process, and it'll probably be about a year before they can even get everything transferred over. They're still working on the escalator at work, but it's about halfway done, I think. Because the downside is done. It's great. The upside is about halfway done, is what I should have said. But I don't know. I just wanted to kind of get my voice out about the grievances that I've had with Regal recently. There's some other things that I don't think I'm allowed to talk about in case this does get somewhere. As far as the way that Regal's going right now, it's kind of stupid. And the way that they're handling the situation is really stupid. The fact that people are in positions that are getting paid more to do less than people that have been there for longer is really stupid to me. But that's just my personal opinion. I have honestly started looking for another job, believe it or not, because as fucked up as it sounds, I've been working with Regal. In next month, actually, it'll be my 7th year with Regal. I've been a manager for, I think, over 3 years now, part-time and full-time combined. I've been a manager for over 3 years, but I'm still making the same, I'm still making $15 an hour, which right now is, if you look at every other job nowadays, $15 an hour is like bottom tier. You know, and I'm a manager. I'm a full-time manager. I'm trying to be a first assistant, and there's some things that are in the works at my location specifically that are going on, so that might change. I don't know. I'll tell you guys if it does, but I don't know. I've applied for Metro again. My mom talked to someone, and she referred that person to refer me to the hiring manager. And it's actually gone to the hiring manager. Now, I haven't been called for an interview or anything, but that's the farthest I've ever gotten before. And that's a job that is serious, that actually has serious pay and benefits. It's like $39,000 a year salary. So if I get that, it's going to be a good time. And that's entry level. That's not even... It could be anywhere from 49 to 42 or 39 to 42,000 a year. That's just entry level. There's like 3 levels. I could get up to level 3 and make like 60 grand a year. That's ridiculous for me to even think about right now. You know, that's beyond my imagination right now that I could even get there right now. But that's great if I can. I think that's about it. What's going on? The dog is fine. I just had to lock him out of the room because I knew he was going to be stuffed up my ass. But other than that, remember, like, comment, favorite, subscribe, like the Facebook page will be linked down below in the description. I'm getting pretty good at that. And I'll see you guys hopefully I'll have another like gameplay video or something that's not a vlog that I can upload next time, because I think this is the 3rd vlog in a row. So we'll see what happens. Bye.